fear of the other. Repeating meaningless mantras like Brexit means Brexit and no deal is better than bad deal just shows that the government is groping in the dark with no coherent plan of action. This is not the way to run a country. The biggest danger currently facing businesses, jobs and living standards is the prospect of the Prime Minister exiting the EU without a deal. Manufacturers say this would cause havoc. The word omnichannel comes to my mind. Michael Heseltine in the paper today has called the triggering of Article 50 the worst peacetime decision taken by any post-war government. Last year, David Cameron, you remember him? He used to be a Tory Prime Minister. Said the referendum would be advisory only, binding. What happened in the referendum? Only 37% of the registered electorate went to the polls to record a no vote, many of them taken in by the breathtaking lies of the Leave campaign. Is it too late to halt the abandoning of the EU values that we recognise as British values? Democracy, justice, tolerance and cooperation. Is it too late to halt the downhill rush of unthinking lemmings intent on hurling themselves into the abyss? I say no. 2/3 of MPs are known to be in favour of the EU, but in some cases their silence has been bought by offers of junior posts in the government or by threats of deselection, but some still have a conscience. Our MP Alex Chalk, for example, voted against the government and in support of EU citizens living in Britain. So why do we, Cheltenham in Europe, why do we want to stay in the EU? Well, there are many reasons. The most compelling ones are these. Firstly, Brexit will lead to an economic tragedy of our own making. It will mean less investment, lower incomes, fewer jobs, less money for the NHS, for example. So if Brexit goes ahead, let me warn you, don't make the mistake of falling ill. The future of the United Kingdom is in peril. Scotland could break away. Yesterday's vote in the Scottish Parliament paved the way towards a new referendum on independence. This will leave us with a much diminished country and with far less influence in the world. Vast amounts of new bureaucracy will be required to replace EU laws, and there will be no time to deal with other pressing issues like healthcare and education. European standards designed to protect workers, consumers and the environment will be weakened as the government lashes out in a doomed and desperate effort to find new markets. Our young people will have fewer job prospects and our universities will no longer be world leaders in science. The EU is big enough to challenge Google and the rest of them, but Britain alone certainly is not. Then there is a security aspect. If weakened, the EU and the UK will become the political football of Putin and Trump, both much admired by Nigel Farage. The one a cold-blooded aggressor, the other a moral defective. So, Brexit is an appalling threat to our economy, our jobs and our security, and it seems certain to break up the United Kingdom. Who on earth wants this nightmare scenario? We certainly don't. But the triggering of Article 50 doesn't mark the end of our endeavour, and today isn't the day we capitulate to the reckless ambitions of a government that prioritises party political interests instead of the national interest. On the contrary, today is the day we assert our defiance and vow to keep making the case for continued UK membership of the EU. Remember with pride, Cheltenham voted 56% to remain in the EU. We must keep up the pressure on our MP and our MEPs to support us. We must demand that it is not the blinkered government but our elected representatives who have the final say on any deal that is cobbled together. So in conclusion, while we've come here to mourn an act of breathtaking folly on the part of the government, we have also come to assert our intention to fight on and, I hope, to win. Thank you for your time and interest. Now please join us. Take the message to the people in Parliament. The fight back starts today. Thank you.